Hey guys, Hikaru Cosplay here with another vlog, because why else would you be following this channel? Honestly, I have no idea what else to do for my intro, sorry. But today I wanted to talk about the importance of shoes in cosplay. I'm not talking about accuracy in your shoes. While accurate shoes are always a very nice touch for a cosplay, and for specific characters like, say, Satsuki from Kill la Kill, you really do want to go all out with your shoes. However, you need to be comfortable. If you're going to be at a con on your feet for 12 hours that day, you're going to want to wear some comfortable shoes. Now, I mean, that kind of goes without saying, especially if you're going to something really big like, say, New York Comic Con, you're going to want to wear comfortable shoes. I have made a ton of mistakes in the past with uncomfortable shoes, thinking, oh, I can handle it. Trust me, you think you can handle it, you can't. You're gonna be limping at the end of the day if you're like, oh, it's minorly uncomfortable. It's just gonna get worse. You can make uncomfortable shoes comfortable by, say, wearing thicker socks or putting in inserts. They even make a special spray called Still Standing that will relieve any sort of foot pain you may have throughout the day. You just spray it on your bare foot, put your sock and your shoe on, and you're good to go. It essentially like numbs your foot. It does work, but I would recommend putting that on before you start feeling pain. So one of the reasons why I'm wearing this costume while I'm talking about it is because the shoes for this costume are insanely uncomfortable. They look like this. Yeah, these do go over my knee. These lovely babies are from a little company called Pleaser that you can find on Amazon. Don't buy convention shoes from Pleaser because if you can tell by the title, those shoes are not made for walking. So I actually wore these for Anime Next in 2014, first time I ever wore this costume. I thought I was gonna break my ankles. I legitimately thought that I was going to break my ankles because I was in so much pain from these shoes. I had to take them off multiple times during the con. I was sweating like crazy because, you know, they're covering up my entire leg. They were insanely painful. I actually had to have my friend carry me a couple times throughout the day, and he was dressed as the teacher from Kill la Kill, so you can imagine the hilarity of it. I mean, it did work out, but it was so painful and I felt bad that I had to do that. So I just want to recommend wear some comfortable shoes. If you can find a more comfortable alternative, go for it. Or wearing thicker socks or inserts. And there is no shame in saying, hey guys, can we take a break? I would like to sit down and take my shoes off. There's no shame in sitting down and taking your shoes off for 5 seconds at a con. There's no shame. I have been in pain from uncomfortable shoes so bad that I have walked barefoot in New York Comic Con. Not like walking around the whole con, but like while you're standing around, I was barefoot. Even from flats. I have high arches, so higher heeled shoes aren't necessarily as much of a problem for me. They're actually more comfortable than flats. My feet really don't like flats. If I'm in flats for a long time, I will be in a lot of pain, which I've done that a lot at Comic Con, and I'm still limping at the end of the day, and it's terrible. But obviously shoes as high as that aren't good because of the pressure that it puts on your toes and on your ankles. So there are happy mediums. Again, take a look at your feet. Do you have narrow feet? Do you have wide feet? Do you have high arches? Are you this? Are you that? Like, take a look at your feet and what kind of shoes are more comfortable for your feet. And if you're gonna wear something like a ball gown, just put some sneakers on underneath. There's a pretty good chance you won't have to show your feet off depending upon the character that you're doing. I've had no shame. I've put sneakers on underneath, or I've carried sneakers or flip-flops in my purse to put on after the con was over. My first year that I ever wore my Raven Queen cosplay, my classic Raven Queen, I took it to San Diego Comic Con 2014. The shoes I picked out were not good. They were really high, they were peep toes, I was in a lot of pain. I finally, like, I think 25% of the way through the con, I said, forget about this, and I put sneakers on. I didn't care. No, and trust me, nobody cared. I met Aaron Fitzgerald, the voice of Raven. I met one of the social media people for Ever After High. I met like a ton of kids who also loved Ever After High. Literally nobody cared that I was in sneakers. A couple people were like, yeah, well, Raven would probably like sneakers. Peep toes are hugely dangerous, and to kind of segue, if you have an option of wearing peep toes or not wearing peep toes, do not wear peep toes. Because what happens is, especially the higher the heel, the more your foot's gonna slide down, and there's just gonna be this insane amount of pressure there. And since there's a peep toe, your foot is gonna dig in to the edge of the toe. I'm like trying to like describe this without like a diagram and trying to make this as like least disgusting as possible. If you are gonna wear peep toes, do not do it barefoot and do not wear fishnets. Wear pantyhose, because I did that with fishnets as Raven, insanely painful, and I did it in bare feet as Beatrice from Umineko, like in 2012 New York Comic Con. I was in so much pain multiple times throughout the day, like I think halfway through the day and onward, I started taking my shoes off because I was in so much pain. Yeah, and the disgusting, gross convention floor, don't do that. It's gross. Just do it while you're sitting down, not while you're sitting around. But I was in that much pain. It actually got to the point where it was digging into my skin and I had insane cuts, peeling skin out. I had to wear flip-flops for a week after that because my feet were so ripped apart. They needed to air out and to heal. And this was October, so yeah, be careful with your peep toes. Just wear some pantyhose or something like that to kind of sort of protect yourself, have a barrier between your skin and the shoe. Again, not fishnets, because fishnets will dig into you. Fishnets can actually be insanely painful at the end of the day. And blisters too. Peep toes and other related shoes can cause blisters. I always carry like a package of band-aids or really, really thin pads, like panty liners, that I have in my bag just in case someone needs that, because, you know, that's the problem. That's how you get blisters, is from the rubbing of your feet or whatever in the shoe. So I carry those around with me whenever I go to cons, not just for, you know, their intended purposes, but in case someone or myself is gonna get a blister, because blisters are not fun. I won't go into blisters or blister care, because that's, you know, that's something you can Google yourself, and, you know, some of you might be a little squeamish, and I don't want to tell you guys all of my terrible blister stories, because we've all had terrible blister stories. It's just bad shoes. So all I can stress is make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes for a con. And if the cosplay requires you, like you absolutely cannot get out of wearing uncomfortable shoes, there are some alternatives. Of course, the biggest alternative is simply choosing not to wear that costume. Like, there are just some costumes that I will never bring to a con because the costume itself or the shoes are super uncomfortable. Satsuki is, I think, retired from conventions. Unless, of course, I have a friend or somebody who wants to do a Kill la Kill photo shoot and they need a Satsuki for a group or whatever, because the shoes are just so insanely painful. This is a photo shoot, strictly costume. When I re-wore this costume for Kineticon in 2014 for a skit, while we were walking around the con, I was wearing my sneakers. I was like, I'm not putting these shoes on until I have to perform, because I really only needed to wear this costume for like 30 minutes inside the con, and then during the masquerade, and then the whatever amount it took to get us to the car. And whenever people ask for photos, I just ask them waist up, so you don't see that I don't have my boots on, because the boots do go past the knee. So if you do something like that and you're wearing your sneakers just because you need a break, you can always ask whoever's taking your photo, hey, can you not take a photo of my feet, because I don't want it to be shown that I'm not wearing the correct shoes. Waist up, please. Or ankle up or knee up, whatever the heck it is. Another alternative, of course, is wearing inserts in your shoes. They do make specific inserts for different types of feet. So depending upon your foot, you can find an insert that will help. I've been iffy about inserts. Inserts have sometimes worked and sometimes not worked. So it just depends upon the shoe or whatever. I mean, regardless, at the end of the day, your feet are going to be sore, but it's how wrecked and how sore your feet are. And it's good to take care of your feet while you're young or while you're doing stuff like this, so you don't have problems in older age. So, and just why would you make yourself suffer like that? So yeah, in summary, remember, comfort is key. Above all else, wear some comfortable shoes if you're going to go to a con, or just take them off or put inserts in if you can't get around it. Don't make yourself suffer for 10 plus hours or whatever, how long you're gonna be at the con. Hope this is helpful, and please don't make my mistakes. See you guys next time. Bye.